And now the conclusion of Dr. Freedom and Eric, Volume 3, Comes the Imperator.
What makes you think that?
Look, Jedediah is clever, Jeavis has a small army, but they could never get anywhere near the Prime Emperor.
Earth-Fast One's support fleet could easily overwhelm any threat.
Plus he keeps the contingents of Special Forces commandos around him all the time.
Not where he is going to be at.
But why? Even if they assassinate the Prime Emperor, they'd have to pick a member of the Senate to step in as Emperor Pro Tem until...
And that was the old way.
I think old man Toasty here has something to tell us, gentlemen there.
As you all know, the Earth Empire operated as a democratic republic for the last few centuries, but just under 20 years ago a new party formed and quickly rose in power.
The Transstellar Authority.
About a decade ago, they quietly became the major party in the Imperial Senate, and several key positions in the government were suddenly taken over by key TSA party members, one of which was Jedediah Kane, who became lead chair of the Inner Consortium. Prime Emperor Ovaltine disappeared under strange circumstances, and the summary election placed Buford T. Feltersnatch into power as the new Prime Emperor.
The Council of 12 knew about all this, and for some reason they couldn't prevent any of it.
Very true, John. But one thing they do not know, and very few do, is that sections of the reformed Imperial Constitution were secretly voted on and rewritten, one of which is the Emergency Powers Clause, Article 14, Section 31, Subsection 66.
I'm not liking the sound of this.
Me neither.
I think I need a drink.
Make mine a double.
In a time of emergency, war, or upheaval, should the Prime Emperor be assassinated or rendered indigent, the Inner Consortium with unanimous decision can override the Constitution and install one of their own as Imperator of the Empire with all powers necessary to restore order or until the situation is resolved.
Holy frack, the Clown Wars lasted nearly a century. The First Earth Dragalore War was about 27 years.
Which means they could hold absolute power indefinitely.
And no one would dare stand against them.
And as for Kane, he has the Inner Consortium in his pocket. He'll be a definite shoo-in.
And his own little private unknown army to make sure the chaos lasts indefinitely. It all fits now. Feltersnatch was up for re-election. Your mother, Toasty, had a good shot at taking over the big chair.
And she has always opposed the authority.
But let's get back to how.
Feltersnatch is on a goodwill tour of the outer systems. In 48 hours he will land on a planet called Maenus 7. A few hours after that, a secret summit will take place between himself and a Dragalore ambassador. No ships, no entourage, no weapons.
And just how in the hell do you know all this?
Before I went into private practice, I represented Tortuga as a senator for over 27 cycles. My contacts at Four Faces are still good.
Oh no.
If the Dragalore ambassador were to come to any harm...
According to their code of honor, any attack on an ambassador is an attack on the Dragalores as a whole.
Which means war.
That's it. We're in the boilies in the wet bar.
Other than getting hammered, what is the plan?
That part is simple. Sparks, I need you to go warm up the subspace radio.
Can do, boss. But what for?
Oh, nothing much. We're just gonna go surrender to the authorities.
What ails you, mistress?
In the past 36 hours, we've attacked 4 more colonies, TCB.
You are shaking, mistress. Are you ill?
I just feel wrong.
I hope you are not losing sight of our goals, Victoria.
I will be fine. Why have we dropped out of hyperspace?
We are making a very special rendezvous.
We're now within transmat range of the Maleficent, as requested, Jeavis.
The Maleficent? That's...
Hello, Victoria.
What is that thing?
It almost looks like Eric, but it's black with white domes.
There are significant differences, but the basic design is unmistakable.
May I have the honor, sir?
By all means, Jeavis.
Allow me to introduce our silent partner in this endeavor, Kraling.
So Eric isn't the only one of his kind in this region?
Kraling is a remnant from a previous era. He was once supreme leader of his people until they faced defeat from another power.
And together, we shall restore order to the universe.
Kraling and I came to oversee the final mission. In the next 12 hours, the last phase of the plan will be complete. And we bring good news.
Dr. Freedom and his cohorts have been captured by the Enforcers. I assure you, Buford, my people are not responsible for these attacks.
Over the last 2 days, 5 colonies have been attacked, Ma. Footage has been released on the Omnilink, showing Dragalour fire troopers and what appear to be your ground attack fighters.
I spoke to several Fang leaders and even the Strike Claw commanders. All units have been accounted for and none have launched any attacks.
Could this be a rebel faction of some kind?
They have nothing to gain by attacking your colonies, Buford. They are politically motivated, and attacking your people would divert from their own agendas.
I am already hearing some disturbing things Earthside. Some of the senators are openly demanding a declaration of war.
I've already explained to you, Buford. We cannot afford another war. If we cannot negotiate a peace settlement that lifts the embargoes, there will be a major economic collapse within the next 10 years. There's already a famine in the Tolga cluster. If we cannot open trade, millions could die. While we have a vast reserve of mineral resources, our agricultural assets are sorely lacking.
I know of your people's plight, Ma. The summit will go on as scheduled. And despite all this, we will come to an agreement. There is far too much to be gained on both sides to simply throw it all away now.
On behalf of myself and the Narag, I thank you.
Standard orbit achieved. No signs of detection.
Transmat the Alpha team down to the target.
Transmat successful.
No disrespect, Senator, but you should not be here.
I understand your concerns, Jeavis, but I want to be here when it happens. A new future is about to come into existence, and I want to witness its birth.
Sir, a vessel has dropped out of hyperspace and is approaching our position.
Scan and identify.
Lambert class Stagger Freighter. Designation DN38416.
The Derbyshire?
We are being hailed.
Open a channel, Centurion.
Are you sure that is wise? Won't we be giving away our position?
Look at their approach pattern. We've already been detected.
Open the channel.
Crew of the Black Manta, survey your vessel and prepare to be boarded.
They must have gone insane. Cyberlex, lock all weapons on that ship and prepare to fire.
Cyberlex, belay that order. Code 22 Delta Tango.
Freedom! Rory?
Do not move!
Put your hands in the air.
We beamed over from the Gomez. She's currently in a northern polar orbit sitting right over the planet's magnetic poles, where you can't detect her.
Cyberlex, destroy them. Cyberlex!
They won't be following your orders from here on.
We stole a little something from your playbook. Eric and the good doctor read their own little code. It's broadcasted the second you up to the channel.
What is happening? Explain!
And looky here, the final piece of the puzzle. Older model Eric?
This is Krang. He was leader during the final days of the Movellan conflict.
John, look, he's not armed.
Well, Kane did at least one smart thing.
And now we know where that machine code came from and why it didn't work. But how?
Next time you make a mess, do a better job cleaning up.
A Cyberlek head?
Cyberleks have no individual initiative. They're all linked together through a central neural network.
Holographic memory as well. It made a great show for the Enforcers when we uplinked its memory monitor to them.
It showed them everything that truly happened on the bridge at Sprat 6. At least up until this unit was destroyed.
You have still failed.
Oh, I don't think so. Eric? Eric, what are you doing?
Don't touch me!
Eric, that is inappropriate touching.
Get that plunger off! Ow!
Has he lost the plot?
I am confirming a suspicion. Genetic scan complete. She is a duplicate.
I can see your point, Ma. But remember, we have significant interest in...
What is the meaning of this?
Prepare to die, ambassadors.
That is the barrel of a plasma rifle in your back, Kakarian.
Who are you?
I'm Jack Burton. This is Deadeye. He was sent here to kill you. Where is your mate, Deadeye? We saw two of you leave the transport site.
Wouldn't you like to know, human?
What is the meaning of all this?
All will be revealed in time, Ambassador. This is Burton. The area is secure.
I found this droid skulking around the hallway.
What is a duplicate? What is he talking about?
I am sorry, mistress. You are a copy. The real Victoria Oswald has been dead for several years.
What?
Start talking, Kane.
Why should I, boy?
This is Burton. The area is secure.
Enough, prattle. You said this man is behind all this. This is it. This is your chance. Kill him. Cut the head off and watch the body die.
Eric, code 11A. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was black as death.
Code 1 recognized. Interlock 1 disabled.
John, no!
What is this nonsense?
There are 3 interlocks to Eric's inhibitor. He's going to issue the kill order.
Don't do this, Freedom.
I've lost too many friends to these people's greed. I've given too many second chances. Eric, code 22B. Behold, a pale horse.
He is bluffing.
Code 2 recognized. Interlock 2 is disabled.
John, Don't do this. If you do, you'll be no better than he is.
Eric, code 33C. Ezekiel.
Wait! He figured out somehow that Vicky was tied in with the Resistance. He rigged it so her family's company would go under.
Shut it, Tobias.
What?
The real Vicky refused to bend, even when Tobias offered her a shipload of money.
So they decided to make her a duplicate. With the proper conditioning in place, she became their willing agent.
I'm not even me.
Tobias, you backstabbing snake.
You have no idea what your boss has been up to, do you, Jeavis? Where do you think the missing 2,223 prisoners went? They were sent to a facility on the planet Salyaven.
They were originally going to restart the Janus project to create a private army, but the original group went missing.
Your mum, Toasty. She must have discovered the project and spirited them away to the Cisco.
And she must have gotten you transferred to the Cisco so you could watch over them in case anything funny occurred.
Mama was always too clever.
What about the missing prisoners?
That part is easy to figure out. Theophilus Hewer is a gifted geneticist. Krang wanted my shell for 2 reasons. His, being inferior, cannot self-repair, and he also wanted a prototype for an even more powerful army.
And judging by the look on Old Man Kane's face, you didn't know about that part, did you?
Krang! What are they talking about? You said we needed Eric on our side to take Dr. Freedom out of the picture.
Krang was going to turn the other prisoners into 2,000.
You are a weak-minded old fool. All you saw was the power and untold fortune the war would have brought you and your cronies. I saw the opportunity to bring my race back to its former glory. We would have swept across your weakened empires and took our proper place as... traitor!
This universe isn't big enough for the both of us.
It's very beautiful.
Amon is one of the most beautiful worlds in the galaxy. They rarely let anyone this far out of the starport area.
You could have handed me over to the enforcers.
TCB took full responsibility for what happened later on Sprat 6. And there was no evidence to convict you. It seems he's still very devoted to you for some reason.
John, I killed those people. I killed that kind old man. Krog was so young, the colonists. John, I gave the order to kill Libby. If this is where I am to die, so be it.
A very wise man once said, the only way anyone can live in peace is if they're prepared to forgive. You're not responsible for what was done to you.
I don't know if I can control myself. The conditioning keeps fogging my mind. I can't be trusted, John. Perhaps it would be better if you did kill me.
There is a third option. A new life. It's never too late to start over.
The neuralizer? I can live here?
My friend Eldred owns a farm about half a mile that way. If you'd like, he's agreed to take you in. He won't take advantage of you, and he's more than willing to help you get started.
Why?
Because once upon a time there was a young scared boy who could have been Lord High Baron of one of the greatest criminal empires this galaxy's ever seen. And instead he left and became something new. The decision is yours.
Yes, John. Thank you. Maybe I'll see you again someday?
No, you won't. It was the end of the Earth year 3124. The year I'll always remember is the year I lost two old friends. On December 27, 3124, Jedediah Kane was sentenced to perpetual imprisonment on Sprat 6. Jeavis Pennyworth and Tobias McGann somehow managed to escape custody and are still at large. TCB was sent to the Jethric mines on Gelthar 3 to remain there at hard labor until the end of his service life. Buford T. Feltersnatch withdrew from the election and became the first human ambassador to the Draglor Confederation in over 50 years. Christella Toasty was inaugurated as the new Prime Emperor. Fleet Captain Stefan Toasty was promoted to Commodore, and Flight Lieutenant Gareth Marenghi was promoted to Wing Captain. Both were awarded the Gold Cluster with full honors. The retards who had survived the Cisco became the new Prime Emperor's Royal Guard. We took Krang's body and shell to a plasma energy chamber on Charyu. Eric and I watched quietly as his shell melted away into nothingness. The remaining Cyberlics met the same fate. The prisoners that had been sent to Salyaven were already mutating by the time the Imperial fleet arrived. Basically, they nuked the site from orbit. I was offered a seat on the Council of 12. I declined. In my place, they inducted Marvin, who became Dr. Justice. My place is out here, amongst the stars. For the first time in a decade, I looked forward to the new year with a sense of hope, while also mourning the loss of my two old friends. Little did we know what was coming in the new year. A stop at a little abandoned ghost colony called Drusilla, and then later the coming of the Fict Horde. But that's another tale.